Hello, I'm Chanel. Welcome to Spirited Stardust. Today I am doing something called Craft Cafe where I show you what I've made this month in July. I'll start with what I've cooked. So what I've cooked, I've done some recipes from this book. This is one of the recipes, pumpkin chocolate chip cookies. I didn't put ice cream in because ice cream's too cold for me. But I made the cookies. They were okay. They need a bit more wetness and a bit more sweetness. They were like very healthy ingredients. So I think I could play around with that recipe and it would be amazing. So I'm going to try that again. The other thing I made was a rosemary sausage quiche with apple crust. This was surprising. At first I thought, oh, apple crust with sausage and quiche, but it was delicious. It was so good. It was even better the next day. So highly recommend that recipe. I also made a pumpkin loaf, which was very moist. Very Moorish, and that's this one. I'll leave a link to this one down below because I did do this one off an online recipe. Now I'm going to get to what I crocheted. So I crocheted a lot this month until I developed tendonitis or tennis elbow. I've done it real bad. I've only been crocheting for 6 weeks and yet I'm injured, so I'm going to go see a physio, and if anyone has any recommendations of what to do to not develop tennis elbow, I just have a feeling that that's just the way my body is. I have some autoimmune conditions and I think this is just one of the ways that unfortunately I cannot crochet as others crochet. So I've had to take a break, but I did bust out a lot of bags in the beginning because it's a new hobby. So I'm going to start with my favourite first. I'm going to talk about the yarn too. This is a GSY yarn, so Great Southern Yarn. So I've got this one in this, I'll put a picture of the hank next to it because I find the hanks really aren't representative of what the bags look like after they've been crocheted or knitted. It's very hard to see what sort of colour patterns are going to come out of a hank. I find cakes are a bit more of a better colour guide than a hank. I've also got this one, which is one of my favourite colours. So this one's called, what's this one called? Let me find it. I've written it down. Have I? Oh yeah, Rain Clouds at Dawn. But I've got a picture up next to it. But this is beautiful. This came out stunning. So Great Southern Yarn is one of my absolute favourite yarns. It's number one for me. They're 4-ply and they're 8-ply. I love them both. The stitch I did on both those bags was Suzette stitch, which is actually one of my favourite stitches. Next up, we've got my second favourite. What do you call it? Yarn. And this is King. This is King in Coral Reef. I probably should put it a bit further back. I think it's washed out by the lights. So this is King in Coral Reef. This is gorgeous. I absolutely adore this yarn. And we'll probably try out their other 8-plies and that. This was 8-ply. I mean, I'll try out their 4-plies. So King was great. And next up we've got another favourite. Picking my favourite ones. This is Malabrego Rios in Archangel. I love working with this as well. A cheaper yarn, but I like it like I like GSY and King. This is great. This is really cute and it really knits up nicely in the colour. I really like the way the colours came out in that one as well. Next up we've got Hedgehog. This is the sock yarn in Beetle. I don't mind Hedgehog. Hedgehog's a brand that I would use again. I was going to show the decks that I keep in all the bags, but I think it's going to get too fiddly and it's going to take too long. So I'll do that next time, maybe, if I've got fewer bags, since I'm not going to be crocheting as much since I'm sidelined. These two are from Skein. So these are some of the earliest bags I did, which is why they're wonky. So we've got Cane Fields for the green and Pink Sapphire for the pink. Skein, I don't mind. I don't love it. It's a bit rough to me, but I don't mind it. So it's still a brand that I would use again. But I think I find that like I'll first go to, I've got a whole bunch of yarns from different companies. I wanted to try everything and figure out what I love the most, and then in the future probably I'll buy mostly from them. This one we've got, this is Parkour Kitties in Silk Merino 4-ply. This was beautiful. I do like, this is in Sunflower. It's called Sunflower. Probably something I've left. But I also really enjoyed this one too. I tend to find the sort of like either cashmere silk blends like really delicious, really yum. Highly recommend getting a blend. Next up, we've got Derrick the Unicorn. This is by 24 Mile Hollow. This was a 4-ply. I did sedge stitch for this one, which also I actually quite like sedge. Sedge and Suzette are my favourite types of stitches so far. I've just started like trying some new stitches. I'm going to try out just all the stitches and then figure out which ones I like the most. So in the next one you'll probably see lots of different stitches in. This is Hedgehog Fibers again, and this is in Opalite, and I had to put this one up because my kids love this colour. It's very sort of like sorbet milkshake sort of colour. They absolutely love that. They've asked me to make bags for them. Next up, we've got this little guy. This is Tot Le Martin in Tabasco. I like this one. It's not bad. I've got like my top tiers and my middle tiers. This is the middle tier. So not bad, not bad. Next up, we've got, this is Ren and Ollie in, I can't remember what the colour was. It didn't look like the Hank at all. The Hank, I think, there's a weird picture of it, but I think the Hank looked much more pink when this came out. This is, it looks pink on camera, very purple, just all purple. I wasn't a fan of Ren and Ollie, I'm going to be honest. I probably won't buy their yarn again because just didn't enjoy the tactile sensation or how it worked out. Next up, we've got Life in the Long Grass, and this is called, what's this one? I've got it up there, Shield. This worked out really pretty, very pretty. I like Life in the Long Grass. It's a middle tier. Next up, we've got Prosper and Sock 4-ply. I do like this one. I will not be using Prosper and Sock again. So that's another brand I will not be buying again. And then we've got here, this one is Pageant of DK by Circus Tonic in Joanna. That's the middle tier one for me too, so I'll try them out again. I will say that I also tried the Circus Tonic BFL. I do not like it, so I don't like BFL sock yarns, so I'm going to steer clear. They like cut my hands, which I'm not a fan of. Oh, and for the I left one out. I'm just going to have to go and grab it because I wanted to put it in this video. One moment. Hello, I'm back. Turns out I'm missing one of my decks, so I'm just going to put a picture. I think I've taken a photo of it. This one was Melbourne City Dye Works. And it was, I did a berry stitch for this, and it's a 4-ply, and this is another brand I like, so I'll definitely buy more from them. Then we've got, let's see, I'm going to find that deck too. I'm missing a deck. So I have all my tarot decks in here. I think I mentioned that though. This one now is Primrose Yarn Co. Adelaide. I can't remember the name of this one, and it's not in stock anymore, so I can't find out what it was called. But I did linen moss stitch for this bag, which is not bad. It's a bit flat. I tend to like the stitches that have a bit more texture and volume to them, so I probably won't do that stitch again. But I would also, I did like Primrose. It was another middle tier one for me. And last but not least, we've got Spun Right Round. So this is Spun Right Round in, I think it's called Trinity Stitch. I like Trinity Stitch. That's one I will do again. So Sedge, Trinity Stitch, and Suzette Stitch are my favourites so far. Spun Right Round. They have really nice colours. So this worked out real pretty, even though it's a basic, it's a limited palette colour one. But I have done another Spun Right Round bag, 2 actually, and they both worked out really beautifully. So I do like their colours. It's a middle tier yarn for me. So my favourites out of the yarns I've used so far that I showed you today, Great Southern Yarn, King, Malabrego, probably, and then special mention to Parkour Kitties and Melbourne City Dye Works maybe. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with that. So I think that's everything. Yeah, that's everything that I've made in this month. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a magnificent morning, afternoon or evening, wherever you are. And as always, stay wild, Star Child.